Yellow. Alright, first off, before we do anything else, I must confess, I feel like shit today. Yes, we are here. We are here, but I'm gonna be honest. It's been a long day. Must confess my loneliness. No, I think I'm like genuinely sick today. So, I did still want to get on, but I need to warn you, we may not make it all night. So, we're just gonna, put that out there right now. I'm sure my wife will be pleased to hear that because it means that I go to bed sooner, probably while she's still awake. But I did want to at least get on and do the time. Time to do the mellow game tonight. I mean, I was planning to do Satisfactory or Oxygen Not Included. So both of those are like relatively mild. Because we could still do a, excuse me, Mellow Monday and all that. Oxygen, really? No hobo street fights? Nah, not tonight. Maybe another time. Maybe another time. One never knows. But yeah, I was originally gonna open with some Arc Raiders, but the way that I feel, I'm not up for it. I'm just not up for it. Still waiting for another D&D stream. I am actually surprised how many people are starting to, like, mention D&D again. Maybe we have to. I'd have to get people for it, though, so I'll have to... Holidays are a bit finicky, because there's no guarantee that I get on. So, like, for example, next week is Thanksgiving week. I probably won't be able to get on, during... Let's see. I think Wednesday through Friday, I think I'll be off. Because holidays and stuff, so... You have my blade. I should just why don't mess up schedules with holidays. Yeah, exactly. So I think we could start regular D&D at the beginning of next year. Add that to the rotation if people really like that. D&D campaign where end goal is to take down Krampus by infiltrating and blowing up his lair. I do have a one-shot that's Christmas themed, actually. I've done with a couple people that people really, really like, so... A chronic lack of imagination. Maybe some on Thursday so you can come out. You can come after dinner. Aww. Well, that's perfect. I guess I'll just have to do that then. You just want me to go and give you a personal D&D session, is that what it is? But no, so yeah, I was thinking of doing either Oxygen Not Included or Satisfactory because they're both project games that I can take my time with and stuff and see how I feel. I am hoping that I get feeling better here, but I don't think so. I don't think I am because I took kids over to karate and they have like karate for like what, a half hour, and the time that it took me to get there, let them do karate, I even went for a walk, and coming back I was like, I'm struggling basically. So Aspio schedule, you perfect. Great character idea that a DM would hate. Probably not me. I'll be honest. You could ask Famous. It would be hard to make a character that I'm gonna hate. Oh, Adderall? No, I haven't tried that. But I will consider it. If that makes you feel any better. Turn this music down just a hair there. But yeah, I think getting people to commit to a long-form campaign might be a bit difficult, so we'll probably try one-shots. We'll do like one shot a month and have like a couple spots, and if there's multiple people, we'll kind of rotate the spots around to give multiple people a chance, and then if there's a high enough demand, we'll see if we can do something a little bit more in depth, I should say. So played as Rick Astley, have my weapon of choice would be a copy of the movie Up and become a walking paradox. Oh, there you go. That could work. Was Bronwyn not here when I put my character's brain in a second creature? Yeah, right? Clown Barb, all he does is make bad jokes, only he laughs at. That sounds like an NPC that I would make, so I support it. I absolutely support that. Ah, man. Okay. Here, how about I am not in a condition to make a decision. I'll let you guys decide between those two, so. Because Auction Not Included had some new updates. So I'll do Auction Not Included, then we'll do Satisfactory, and we'll let it run for 5 minutes up at the top. So there you go. Vote up at the top for which game you'd rather see tonight, and then hopefully Friday we'll be able to do some more action-packed something or other here. It's Fallout 4. Man, if I wanted to fall asleep, I'd go, I'll just go fire up Fallout 4 on my PlayStation. No, I think Fallout 4 is, like, fine. You know, I actually never finished Fallout 4. I should go back and finish that sometime. Because I remember finishing Fallout 3 and New Vegas multiple times, actually, loving both of those. But Fallout 4, I never actually got around to finishing that. It's a fun game. The voiced character is just a bad idea. I mean, it was an okay idea. There's been times where a voice character's worked. It's just, I don't know. Fallout started with like the character having no voice, making it very unique to you and your imagination, and then voicing it was such a criminal thing to do. I mean, I'm kind of thinking of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, so KOTOR, right? So KOTOR 1 and 2, they had that. Then they did the MMO Old Republic, and whatever character you do, they do have voice lines, and they actually did it really well. That's like, the Old Republic MMO actually has a lot of production value on it. I don't know if you knew that. It's amazing. The voice character's bad. It would be like Link having a voice. Link does have a voice. Yeah, Link has a voice. He just doesn't say anything. Monkey D. Luffy comes to mind. What's wrong with Monkey D. Luffy? Let me speak to Deno. I run up and start talking to it, and when the party's like, what do you say? Nothing out of that spell, I just wanted to speak with him. Yeah, so chaotic neutral. That's fine. Yeah, as a player, the few chances I get to be a player, I do tend to play very chaotic characters, because I like to keep my game master on their toes, but I also will self-nerf. So I'm one of those people that, like, I'll find ways to min-max things, and then I'll sit there and think, well, that's no fun, and then we'll min-max. We'll min-max our own nerfing, basically. It's really funny. Fight was won before it started, is what you were saying. Well, I mean, yeah, so, here, we can take a look at it here. Since we're waiting for the vote to run down anyway. So let's come over here. Because I remember looking at this, yeah. Like, first off, you're level 16, level 12. Do you understand, like, how much of a lead that is? That's 4 levels worth of golden experience. And stats, just the stat boosts with that, right? All 3 of them are level 12. They never stood a chance. You're at raid boss levels there. Legitimately speaking. I'm looking at, like, over here. You are literally the most fed creature in the game. Like, your own team, your jungler's 14, your mid lane's 14, you're 2 levels over your own team. There was 3 of them. That shit doesn't matter. That does not matter. Do you see what you did? Like, look, hold on. Look how much mana and HP you have by the beginning of it. And then look at the end. It was the new champ, so he is overbuilt on release. Not if he's 4 levels down. I don't think you're understanding. You end with more HP. Yes. And you had your ghouls, you had your maiden that they're like completely ignoring. This whole thing was set up for you. They're even having to, they're fighting you in your wave, and you have 4 levels on 3 of them. It literally does not matter if they're a new OP champion, if they're 4 levels behind and don't have as, like, any items in comparison. Wasn't a great play as much as bad called them. No, 3 of them, they could have feasibly done it, but also look at the way that they go in here, right? So a Akali's coming with, like, no HP. Never should have taken that. Being underfed. Right? Morgana basically is, like, walking up to you right there, too. But they didn't have anything on you. He, like, barely catches you, and I'm assuming that's his ult, that little, like, strike down deal there, right? But then, just look at the sheer amount of damage you're doing to them. You have stats on them. This should come as no surprise at all that you won. The game ended 10 seconds later with a 5-0 forfeit. Yeah, because you reached raid boss status. You could have just ended the game right there if they didn't forfeit it. Because look at the death timers on this, too. Look at the death timers over there. There's no one that's going to stop. What's Jin going to do? Jin's all the way down here. He's not going to stop you. You can just end the game right there. So it's not going to matter at all. At all. Yeah. Even with no mana, you're gonna win that. By the way, hello Tin, how's it going? And the vote was for Oxygen Not Included, so we will at least begin tonight with that. There's been some quality of life changes, I've heard. We gotta update it really quick. So we're gonna go through, we'll look at that in just a moment here, and then I think we'll go through and delete all of our old saves, and we'll start a fresh one. Play wasn't as amazing as I thought. It was a good game. I stacked up over the course of the game. Yeah, you were able to completely crush them because you made good decisions up until that point. You had to have. Because you don't just naturally get 4 levels ahead of the enemy team and 2 levels ahead of your own by just doing nothing. You had to have done something, like, intelligent. So, yes, it was good, but not for the reasons that you thought. There was no, like, mechanical outplay, you stat-checked them, is what it was. Okay, let's have a look at quality life stuff here real quick, and then we'll jump in to this. And then, if I'm feeling good, we'll still do Satisfactory. We'll just have to take a little bit of time getting to it, because, again, I just feel like crap. We've got Husky Moo, Blum, Lum, whatever that is, a Shatterflox now, and then a Printerceptor, Plant Husk, Plywood, Plywood Press, Communal Table, Insulated Door, Display Shelf, Biodiesel Engine, Wicker Door, and Research Module. Okay, Banquet Hall, and Performance Improvements. It's always nice. Okay. We'll discover the rest of it ourselves, why won't we, huh? Big womp womp, why womp womp? Picked on Garen all of the laning phase. Well, I mean, yeah, so think about it like this. What's a good way that I could explain this? I mean, the best is always going to be the tried and true example of the snowball. Yeah, these are all outdated, so we just need to come through. How do I delete these? Can I not just delete the whole thing? Ah, I'll worry about it later. Alright, survival. We'll do spaced out. I was thinking on, well, we could do classic if we just wanted something bigger. There's a Printerceptor, let's see. Reboot an unsanctioned biogenetic facility. Once activated, duplicates can use it to siphon energy from the printing pod to power on-demand printing of something. Smells a bit like an old ranch. Interesting. Very interesting, so we'll see about that. Oh, redeeming name a character. Holy shit. Alright. I mean, we could have just done that, but that's fine. Hello, Pistachio, how's it going? Here, I'm gonna turn the music off for a second. I can't, my brain's not braining right now. Let's see. Let's give ourselves like a halfway decent start this time. I'm gonna be nice to myself for once. How does that sound? Maybe we'll do... Yeah, we'll stick with this. I want something that has got some volcanoes on it. Metal rich, marshy tundra, oily swamp, superconductive asteroid. We got a radioactive crust. This one might not be bad. I'd like something that's a little bit more geyser rich, but we'll see. This is a message. It is indeed. It is indeed. Definitely a message. Make him get escape from Duckov. What? Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Let me see if I can roll a better one here. Subsurface, metallic caves. A lot of these crashed satellites in like every single one of these. 2 metal rich, crashed satellites, small boulders, irregular oil. Not what I want. Slime molds can be kind of fun. It's hard to pick. The oil on this asteroid is anything but regular. I have zero clue what that means. Trapped oil. Most of the oil would need to be extracted with oil wells. That's not a problem for me. Frozen friend, metallic caves, metal rich. You know what? We'll go with this one. We'll go with that one. Okay. So Omen has already claimed name a character with his points. Premium, which means he gets to be first one. He gets to pick whatever he wants. Anything he wants. So let me get my normal stats here. Ooh, we can change the outfits. That's pretty cool. So I want to get a builder, a digging expert, and then usually a researcher of some type here. Let's see here. Probably have someone that's like just prone on building right there. Replied first to the message though. I called bullshit. First to which message? Oh, yeah, the automatic one. I always forget. But he actually committed points to it, so he does get priority over you. You get to be second pick, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Let's see here. They changed the sounds on this. That's actually really weird. Digging and building could be nice. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do a digging and building. And then I want... Oh, I love Freyja. Okay, perfect. Alright, Omen, you get to pick. Which one do you want to be first? Seem to restart this game each time. Is it not a game you continue multiple times? No, you could, but every time that I come back, there's been some updates, basically. And most of those updates tend to be big enough that I don't want to continue a current run. And a lot of the interesting stuff tends to happen in the early game in this game. Then it gets into, like, doing the sustainability. We could keep this run if people are really, you know, upset that I keep restarting. Look at the different ones. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Take your pick, whichever one you want. You can pick any one you want, and then we'll think on the colony name while we're waiting here for a bit. But yeah, it's one of those that a lot of the joy comes in the initial landfall, setting up things. Then it becomes a little bit of a slog in the mid game to head towards late game because you have to. There's a lot of waiting that tends to happen. When you're playing on your own, it's totally fine. When you're playing live, sometimes it can get a little bit boring for people to see. So if I was doing like a YouTube thing, it'd be a little bit easier just to kind of like trim through all that. But have it but couldn't get into it. You're gonna be the middle one. Okay, Nisbet. All right, so we're gonna go with Omen. Thief. Boom. Just call the thing down with the sickness as you feel unwell. Well, I don't want to go with that. Well, Discord, it's now your turn. Since you were the first to reply to that, you can pick any of the other two that you want. Omen has already claimed the center one. Far left, alright. Let's see. Mr. TV, okay, and then we have a third one open if no one has claimed that yet. That is available. Let me just double check over here. Name him Steve. Just Steve? Name him Seto? Yeah, I do like this one. Is it Steve or is it Seto? Which one are we doing? Give me a consensus here. 2 votes for Steve. Are you maintaining the vote for Steve? I'll say that you're maintaining the vote for Steve for now. Okay. Okay, so now the colony. What should we call this one? How about, since I've been into Arc Raiders, we'll call it Speranza Ejected. Discord tricked me into agreeing with him on something. Huge. Alright, fine, we'll do that one. We'll do that one. Perfect. Excellent. That's what we're doing. Okay. Okay, the audio feels really quiet to me, so stand by just a second. Is that the same thing on OBS? Or is it just me? Might just be me. Hold on. I bet you anything, it's gonna be... Yeah, it was the master volume's down, so we're gonna turn that up. I'll say like 75%. We'll see how that looks. Okay, so the first thing that I do in every one of these is we always pause and then look at what's around us. I actually chose like a relatively simple biome this time rather than one that has a bunch of crazy stuff, so that we can see some of the new quality life updates, and maybe we'll actually have a sustainable colony here and not have something that kills us. The first things first is we want to get down to the water. So we'll dig a shaft down there. Just right off the bat. And then I will queue up a ladder that apparently I need more material for, because of course I do. So we'll do that, and then we'll add the pitcher pump, which we'll put right there. That'll give us access to some water. I mean, death is fun. Don't get me wrong, death is fun, but I'm not feeling too great today, so I want something I don't have to, like, think incredibly hard about this time. A relatively chill experience, more or less. Worst RTS you ever played? Oh my gosh. Where do I even start? Because there's been a few of them. How do I even pick one? Let me think about that a second here. Because I've had some... Ooh, there's some pretty bad RTSs out there. I'll do 3. Why not? I want to get a door for each of these, and then do like that. Go from there. You like stories? Also, Sudsy, it's nice to see you, by the way. I guess... Let me look at my Steam library. There was one that was pretty abysmal. It just is not coming to my mind. Most of the time, I like real-time strategy. Most of the time. But in terms of, okay. Here's context on it, by the way. I am a huge fan of a series called Stronghold, which is a castle building simulation type of thing, right, that you do. I'll probably play it one of these days to show it to you, like the good ones that. The premise is that you have a castle, you build it up, you know, you get your peasants to go and perform various jobs from like farming, manufacturing weapons, armor, the works, right? Relatively normal stuff. And then they did some more continuations of that series. The issue with it was that when they started to expand after Stronghold Crusaders, they started going down a direction that literally nobody wanted nor asked for. What I mean by that is they had like Stronghold 2, which they went from the two-dimensional sprites to three-dimensional, having like actual three-dimensional objects of that. That's fine and all that. But the game was not originally intended with that in mind. The sprite work originally was beautiful. Absolutely like beautiful sprites. That does not translate super well to the 3D world though. It's kind of like if Factorio was to go full 3D, would not make much sense. It just wouldn't look that great. In my opinion, at least. Maybe some people would disagree and would want a more 3D look to the sprites and all that, but in my opinion, Factorio's charm is part of its, like, actual graphical aesthetic with it. Did it or Age of Empires come first? I'm pretty sure Age of Empires came first. Age of Empires is one of those that's the original. It's old school, extremely old school. In fact, while we're letting these guys dig, how about we come up here and let's look at dates. So I'm gonna look this up right now. So Stronghold game release date. Yeah, Stronghold 1 initially released in 2001, October 19th of 2001. Age of Empires released in 1997, and then Age of Empires 2, the one immediately after that, was 1999, which is why I remember that one fairly fondly. I've played a lot of kind of niche ones too. Here's one that most people may not know. Has anyone here ever heard of the game Rise of Nations? Does that one sound familiar to anybody? Because there was that one, there was also one called Nemesis that was really interesting. I think I still have a CD of that one around. Heard it but never played it. That one had a really cool concept. I loved the art style with it. The balancing was leaving something to be desired. Another one was a game known as Cossacks 3. Very cool concept. Balancing was something that kind of took a little bit of a nosedive early on with that one too. Not really super surprising. RTSs can sometimes be a little bit of a pain to balance, as people that have played StarCraft and StarCraft 2 will probably know very well. But where was I going with that? I think for me, if I was to rate the worst RTS that I ever played, I don't know if I even have it on Steam. Let me see here. I kind of doubt it. I'd have to think a little bit about it. I wonder if they even have it on Steam. Let's see. No, I don't think they have that one. Oh, hold on. Okay, this is one I'm thinking of right here. So this, let me pause this real quick. This is not worst game. This is a little bit of a nostalgia twist here. This was a really cool game, and I remember getting this. I actually got this from a Scholastic book fair, believe it or not. This is one of the games that they had on display here. So let me, I'll play a little bit of the, well, I guess the audio doesn't really matter all that much. So the premise behind it is obviously like Roman Empire times. You can see like how the units look. The premise and the way that this game worked was that you have all these different villages that produce food, and you need food to even like to feed your army and stuff, right? And so you have these villages that you capture, and then they send you tributes of food back to your base, and then you'd have to have food carriers with your army to, like, you know, feed and sustain them. And it had three factions. First and foremost, obviously, was the Roman Empire. Then there was the Carthaginians, and then there was the Iberians, which is essentially modern-day Spain. And they had very unique and really interesting units and mechanics with this. But it suffered from a very key problem that a lot of RTSs suffered with, and that's overcomplicating things. So you can see here, like, there's a lot of this going on. There's stuff going on, but you can't exactly tell what's going on all the time. There's, like, a lot of clutter with it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. There's a lot of clutter going on the screen, and a lot of older RTSs kind of suffered from this deal. But you can see clearly the art style of it was very beautiful. It's still, like, this was in 2004, keep in mind there. And I think you would always have a hero unit, or maybe that was just unique to the campaigns, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you had a hero unit that was your general, and I think there was a game mode that was Regicide, that you had to make sure you protect your hero unit in multiplayer and all that. Very good at the time, but it didn't age very well, basically. You talking Age of Mythology? Because they remade that. Yep, I have this game. I used to play this a lot. I had this one and then the Age of Titans expansion with it, which it's looking like they added that in here. I actually thought about getting this. I haven't pulled the trigger yet on it, because I have way too many other things to do. So, yeah, so there was that. I guess I can go over, what was the... Alright, here's one. Again, I have a hard time calling any real-time strategy game bad. This one was developed by Pyro Studios back in the day, and it actually came with a really cool thank you letter from the developers too, when you actually bought the game, along with like a little snapshot of them. So this one was really interesting, because this one you had your Romans, Egyptians, and barbarian factions. And this one operated on a similar premise, I should say. Well, I wish the pixels were a little bit better here. I'm trying to get a view of the map. This one was really nice for a couple of reasons. It was super easy to see what was going on. So you can see here there's like the banners over each of the units. Colors was a big way that you identify different teams and all that, so you know, like, hey, are these allies, are these enemies, and all that. And the different units would behave appropriate to their faction. So like the barbarians were very much spread out, skirmish, disorganized type of stuff. Romans were like much more units, blocky and all that. There's a lot of really cool stuff with it. A lot of really cool stuff with that. So, gotta do commissary. Good luck with commissary. And I will just go back to what we were doing originally here then. Okay. So what I like to do whenever I start one of these is I always have a vertical shaft that I'll kind of orient things around, and then I'll start kind of separating out. So 4 is usually a pretty good height to start with. I don't think I'm going to do city blocks necessarily, but I am going to carve out some working space for us here. And since we have a more conventional start, it should be a little bit nicer for us to do these things. And we'll just kind of match this over here. I'll just go to that point. Ooh, man. It's gonna work. I'll be having some Vectro questions later. Be willing to help me solve a logistics issue. Yeah, if I'm on, today might be a short day because again I'm feeling pretty terrible. I did want to get on and at least do something, so if I am on, I'd be more than happy to help you answer questions, but I might have to take a recovery night here in a bit. But I wanted to keep up the, you know, keep up the streak and all that. Maintain consistency. That's always a big deal for me. Feel sad that I haven't been able to play Arc Raiders in a hot minute, though. Can do some cheap ladders for scaffolding right there. So right now what we're doing is we're expanding the area while we have some early food set up, and we're also going to be looking to level up our dupes, and get an eyeball on hopefully any geysers that are around, and maybe even some potential metal volcanoes. I've been extremely unlucky in the past ones to not get any volcanoes that were really worth having, but this might be different here. We'll see. Thank you for being here. What feel like poo? Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, I know I could have been justified in not doing anything at all, but I like doing this, so I wanted to make sure that I get on and at least do a couple hours, and then and then if I feel better, we'll keep going, but if I'm spiraling, I'll take tonight to recover, and then hopefully feel better in the morning, because let me tell you, the amount of time I've spent on the toilet today is uncanny, to say the least. And I say that in complete confidence that none of you will shame me for it. Okay, so that's going to be the upper limit there, so let's just go ahead and... Damn it. I know. Imagine expecting no shame. Eh. Oh, wait, that's supposed to be canceled. There we go. So, like I said, all I'm doing here is I'm just carving out some areas that we can use to potentially start putting in some infrastructure and start getting to work on a few things. One of the things that we'll do, since we have pretty easy access to it in this one, is we're just going to get some mealwood going up. I don't remember off the top of my head what the exact ratio is. I think it's like 4 mealwood per dupe, is what you tend to do. I think. I might be off on that. I don't know if I feel like doing the math on it right now. But later we'll be getting into like some bristle blossoms and all that too, so... I'm probably going to be getting a 4th dupe pretty early on as well. I might do 5 at the beginning, just to give some more labor, basically. Let's see, let's go across like that. And... Yep, just gonna do some of that, and then I'm also going to set everything to not disconnect, harvest. That's what I wanted. Go across the whole map, which go boop. Oh, zooming out felt a lot smoother. I'm noticing the game itself just feels smoother. I'm not sure if that's me or what. Maybe it's... I don't know if I've actually played it much on this monitor. Come to think of it, I got this monitor this year, and it's the first time I've been above, like, 60 hertz refresh rate, which is insanity. It feels so nice. I cannot deny that. Okay. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to get Neilwood and Hatch Ranches up relatively quickly. And I might as well go ahead and do this across. And then we'll start to dig right here. Going down. And we will do that. Okay. That should give me enough real estate, basically. So we'll just kind of sit here for a little bit, let them clean out some of these things, and then we will begin to actually set up stations, such as the research station right there. That I'm going to do, and then we'll do some power to go with that up above. Just like one battery. Just like that. Again, nothing too intense or crazy. Oh, they added icons when you deliver stuff. That's actually interesting. The text is smaller for all that too. That actually is way nicer on the eyes. That's a really nice quality of life detail there. Very good. Oh, right. We'll need to actually close this off. Swain, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that in these trying times. Ooh. The clock is up right now, so I gotta go hit that. Yeah, dog. Alright, we have a print. Okay, let's see. Any winners? Frostproof, gourmet, germ-resistant farming, suit wearing, and supplying. Okay. Then we have Maya. Suit wearing and decorating, frostproof, germ-resistant, decreased machinery, rocketry. Huh. Not directly useful. I guess a decorator wouldn't be bad. Is there anybody that wants to take Maya's place? Anybody at all? We've got a dupe slot open that we're going to be filling in here, and we're going to be setting up a schedule. Anybody at all? No takers? Just let me know. We'll keep Maya on standby. I'm not going to sit here for too long. Let's just really quickly start a new schedule. We'll just shift everything over twice and put Maya on that. DJ wants to be Maya. That can be easily done. DJ Crazy is Maya. Alright, the new schedule will allow us to use these bathrooms, like, repeatedly. Okay, research. Research. We want to get some research going. What should we start? Probably the basic farm and meal prep. Actually, I kind of want to get the battery junk out of the way, so let's get this. You'll take it? You'll have to try again on the next one, Chris. Sorry. 'Twas already taken. Ooh, man. Duplicate temperature. I do want to get in there and see what's what. Then we'll submit a bioscan as soon as someone can there. You'd be a dupe? I'd dupe me. Would you dupe you? I'd dupe me. Just saying. Alright. There's that. We do have one hatch around. That's nice. That's very nice. Trying to think on the layout of all the stuff here. No, you're enough, thanks. Ah. I'd dupe me. I'd do it. No shame. No one wants more of me. Well, I'm sure that ain't the truth. Ain't no way, I reckon. Okay, let's see here. Colony requires a food source. How about you chill out? Alright, so now let's go ahead and get that one, which I'll put up to a 7. We'll deconstruct that. There we go. Alright. Okay, now that that's mostly in place, let's go back to the basics there. And then we'll probably remove this ration box now, because we're going to put down the advanced one soon. And then we just keep on going. One of the things that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to consolidate our water that we have right now and keep it all very clean. And luckily, this is a pretty nice area. We could just make this into just one easy to maintain tank. Holy crap, Batman. Is there enough sand coming down? That was incredibly annoying. Okay, let's see. So we want that, and then again, we want this shaft here coming down. I want to access all of this. So I'm gonna do 4, going across like that, and then we will add a ladder going like that, so that we can strip out that large deposit of copper, because we're gonna want a fair amount of metal for stuff, especially early on. Coal is something that we'll keep an eye on. So we'll do that, and then I want to have a look at copper ore. Algae we'll have to watch as well. And dirt. Those are the main things that I tend to keep an eye on over here on the resources tab. Wondering, is there a way that I can... Graphics, game... I was gonna say, I have a kind of large monitor now. Can I? Oh, UI scale. Let's try this. I want to go up like 25%. Maybe not. No, that's too big. Let's try 15. Yeah, that's a little nicer for me at least. Might help you guys to see a little bit more as well. It was just a little too tiny. Felt like I had way too much real estate here. Now I have the right amount of real estate. I had to do the same thing to Total War Warhammer 3. Had to adjust the UI because of the gigantic monitor. Okay, now it's time to start ripping in a little bit of that precious oxygen. As we begin to see that our oxygen is now getting thinner, because some of it's getting trapped under here, some of it's, you know, all the way up here. Now we want to be able to actually fill in the gap here and allow carbon dioxide to fall through. And I think this is kind of where a lot of people get tripped up on oxygen not included, is that you have so many things to keep track of to keep dupes alive. It's really not too bad though once you get used to it. Perfection. Okay. And I think, if I recall, one diffuser will handle oxygen for 5 dupes easily. So got some research done. We'll go ahead and crank into advanced research now, because we might as well. Then we'll head towards brute force refinement, because I'm going to need some refined metals to start with. Now, we've got plenty of space. We've got some decent carbon dioxide sinks. Yeah, everything's looking great. I am going to want to start consolidating everything into one area eventually here. And what I like to do is I like to submerge everything, but we'll get to that in a bit. Usually cleanup comes later. How much longer we got? 1.2 cycles on the blueprint there. So we'll get to that in a bit. We'll get to that in a bit. For now, we'll just kind of let everybody do their thing. Our dearest Steve is doing research over there while we're just kind of waiting around for things. We did get blessed with some early thimble reeds, by the way, which is stupendous. That is such a huge gift. Because it means that we can start harvesting these without having to actually farm them, and by the time we get to the point that we have a need for exosuits, we should have a fair amount of reed fiber that we can access without having to really commit any resources to it, which is a bonus. And we were blessed with a natural gas geyser right at the bottom down here. That is really good. That is another source of power. So we'll have coal as one source, kind of as like a backup source, right? And then we'll have the natural gas geyser for now, which will also give us polluted water as a byproduct that we can use for things like the reed fiber, or we can clean it. So a third energy source would be pretty good. I'd prefer hydrogen if we can get our hands on it. I'm not sure if we're going to get our hands on it, but we're going to find out. Together we'll find out on that one. Let's see, how far away are we on skills? Okay, we do have a couple skills already. So Omen, we're going to start on the hard digging. Steve will start up on advanced research. And then DJ, I'm actually going to go ahead and go down the art fundamentals tree and try to get up to masterworks. We're going to start making things a little bit more pretty for the dupe morale. And then life should be dreamy. And then half a cycle here, we'll be getting a new dupe, I hope. Unless we somehow get, like, a really terrible one. I always wanted to make a sour gas spoiler, but never got around to it. Yeah, a sour gas spoiler tends to take a little bit more effort, typically speaking. It is not something that's just a set it up and slap it down type of thing. Okay, Discord earned a skill, which is in construction, thankfully. So now that everybody's got skill points, we can now set priorities based on those skills. So we'll just make sure that people are prioritizing the things that they have natural affinities to. And then they'll go and do other stuff that they have, like, normal affinity for, basically. And life will continue to be dreamy. Which one did we get here? It's outdoor renovations. Okay, and then a couple others, but who cares? Who cares? Ooh, a neural vacillator. Well, we're gonna be giving that to Steve. We'll see what kind of brain juice Steve gets with that. Alright. Steve's brain is still running, but they never felt better. Steve acquired the beefsteak trait. A strength of plus 10? Holy crap! Oh my gosh. Steve's a beefcake now. You love to see it. Alright, let's see here. Supercomputer. Right there. Just barely perfect spacing. Which now gives us access to a good chunk of the research tree that we are desiring here. Perfect. So, I think, let's see here. Do I go down ranching right now? I don't even have dupes that are capable of ranching. I think we should go down our liquid tree. And let's go as far as improved plumbing for now. We'll get to the other stuff later. But that was very nice. I don't think we can go through Abyssalite yet, but luckily this had a break in the Abyssalite that will allow us to go a little bit farther up. Just like that, and then we'll just cancel those three. And we will see what happens up above us there. And I don't want to contaminate our areas here. Okay, interesting. So we've got Turner, who has decorating, farming, doctoring, is an early bird. However, he is a slow learner, gastrophobic. Gastrophobic's not like that terrible of a thing. I don't know if I really like them. Amari is a dedicated decorator. We already have a decorator. But then we have Eduardo, who is a bionic dupe that comes pre-installed with the crop tending booster, which would actually help us with doing farming stuff. So I'm actually considering snagging Eduardo early on here, a little earlier than I would normally do a bionic dupe. Is there anybody here that wants to be bionic? I think Chris mentioned wanting to take next. Is that still the case? We're gonna go ahead and grab him here, and then we'll see. Alright, and then we will give you your own area. And trust me, he's gonna want his own area anyway. And then that should have given him a bionic schedule right there, which is perfect. Do biodupes need to be alone? No, they don't necessarily need to be alone. Is this only one player? Yes. So the way that you can technically kind of play multiplayer is you share your build, like your world seed, with everybody, and you all get the same thing, and then you can play and compare with each other who did what, you know, and how long did people last, that type of stuff. If that's your thing. And I normally would say, like, yeah, I'm open to multiplayer anything tonight, but like I said, I don't feel good tonight. If you want multiplayer, check back tomorrow. I should be good for, like, multiplayer something tomorrow. But tonight, nope. We'll just play... This is just gonna be me. I'm just gonna suffer over here. But yeah, this is a single-player only experience for all intents and purposes. No, the reason that you want a dupe to be alone, a bionic dupe, is because when they go into their rest state, what they actually do is they will shine a light and they will defrag. And they will produce a chip. But it's a lot of light when they do that. You can have them just like go over outside of hours with people, but I like to keep them just separate for a bit. So since we got a bionic dupe that I wasn't exactly prepared for, we probably want to actually go down pharmacology in order to get the gear balm. So we're going to do that right now. The reason that we want that gear balm is we need to make sure that Eduardo over here is capable of maintaining his functions. We're also going to want a crafting station, so we're going to be setting this up over here. Trust me, we're going to need that. Am I a lake player? Giant mixed lake at the bottom of the map? I don't go looking for it. I've done it before, though. I think it's fun. I just kind of roll random, and I just kind of... I look for volcanic activity and, like, more geysers, because I like that. But I'm generally pretty open to just, like, randomize and work with what you got as well. Alright, let's see here. Yes, so now I can make the metal power bank here. Which will work for a bit. I would like to unlock the rechargeable batteries pretty quick. Because that would make the most sense to me. Oh, when you dig out, you just let it pool? Oh, that. No. I like to keep things separate. I'll make tanks and stuff. And so what I tend to do, for example here, I've got clean water here. So what I'll do is I'll dig and then try to pool as much as I can without pumps. And then I'll pump the rest into like one central tank. And then I'll have a polluted water tank somewhere that I'll process and all that type of stuff. So I don't usually do a giant mix at the bottom. Unless it's like a map that there's just a lot of mix, then I will. Alright, let's make a couple of spare batteries. What I will do, though, is I will just drop everything that's a solid material. I'll let that cool down, essentially, and then deal with it later with mechatronics, the shipping, and all that. That one I will do. I'm not entirely, like, keen on keeping things clean when it comes to that one. I don't know if that's necessarily like a perfect spacing for what's above, but I am going to make some room right there. And I guess we might as well go ahead and extend it this way. I'm gonna go as 5. That's okay, because there's a ladder above that. That works pretty well with it. Yeah, I don't know. I can do a mixed lake if I really want to, but I rarely want to. I hate it when the cursor glitches over to the side like that. Never a good feeling. Never a good feeling. Whew. Okay. So far, so good. We don't have research right now. I need to get that up. Okay, so let's see. So where do I go for the recyclable or recharge batteries? Is it you? Eco power bank. Yes. Oh, I can just go straight to it. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I want that as soon as possible. And then we have pharmacology, so we can get an apothecary right there, which we'll then assign recycling the gear balm, basically. Oh, and then I also need to... Where is it? I probably have to research the gunk extractor, don't I? I think I do. Let's see, medicine. Under sanitation, yeah, right there. Okay, that'll be next. Gunk extraction will come next. Ooh. Man. Getting a small headache. The nice thing about the bionic dudes is that they will work for extremely long hours. And then they'll have like a brief time to rest and all that, because I think that's important. Because I try to be nice, what can I say? But yeah, I want the eco banks so that I don't have to worry about constantly feeding them that metal. Hey, Arya, how's it going? Max medicine compounding skill, that is fine, don't need it. Ear balm. Undiscovered ingredients. Did we not research that, or is that coming? I swore. Enables fabrication of gear balm. Okay, yeah. Ah, you have to find the gunk first, technically speaking. Oh, man. Yeah, how did the rest of your marble runs go? I was in and out quite a bit. I couldn't really just sit there and watch. I had to go and do a bunch of stuff today. Plus, I haven't been feeling good today. It's a miracle I'm here right now. Had to go make. Did you see the game I was playing after marbles? Oh no, I don't think so. I was lurking, but I didn't see what you ended up playing after that. I only just I got on, saw that you had gotten off, and then I repurposed that tab to go somewhere else. Essentially. So no, I didn't see what you switched to. What did you decide with? It was hilarious? Aw, man, I'm sorry I missed it. That's a shame. Never liked missing stuff. Let's see. Oxygen's fine there. You went to Gandhi. Gandhi? I've never heard of that. What in the world is that? It does sound funny, whatever it is. Let's see, where did our bionic dude go? There he is. Mr. Eduardo. Gone eating up some more power banks. Oh, I think he's on, yeah, he's on his recreation time, so I think he went and filled his oxygen tanks. So yeah, when he goes over to his bed, you'll see him, he'll sit down for a bit. Lights will glow and all that as he defrags. The game was you suck at parking. Oh boy. Oh boy. And did you? Or did you prove them wrong? Okay, we got the food going and all that. That's great. Very much so. Good, I like to hear that. Everybody loves a good success story, I dare say. Oh, Eduardo's got some, let's see. Immunity, oh, they changed this a little bit. Immunity to popped eardrums, minor eye and major eye irritation. Schematics. He can use the soldering station and then +2 athletics. Improved gears. He has a reduced grinding gears penalty. Oh. Booster processing, which gives him another booster slot. Oh, they come with 2 slots, though, already. Climate control. Immunity to toasty and chilly surroundings. Really? That's interesting. Power banking. He can have additional power banks just on him. That's cool. So probably give him schematics. Yeah, give him the hat. Oh, you suck? No, you don't, Arya. Don't let anyone ever tell you that. Should watch the VOD just skipped after marbles. Yeah, I'll probably do that in the morning. I'm sure I'll have some time in the morning and go have a little peep at that. Feels like they actually were down people or something. Oh man, I'm sorry. On commissary night too. That really sucks. That blows. Here, these need higher priority, I think. Oh man. Okay. So you can see over here, because of our unfortunate addition with our bionic dupe, he had to use the restroom to eject the gunk out of himself, which is lovely. Now we have to get that sorted. Luckily, Eduardo should be capable of doing that. Oh, they changed it a bit. They used to have like a special animation for actually trying to get that out. Get at least get a laugh or two. I could use a laugh or two. I could appreciate a good laugh or two. Let's see here. We discovered the sound amplifiers technology, which does give us eco batteries, or it should. It's not there, okay. Eco batteries must be in a different, Wait, what? Oh, power bank, excuse me. Soldering station, okay, that's where it's gonna come from now. Well, good news. We had the foresight to actually give one of our dupes a soldering station. As a skill. Okay, get those built, and then let's have a look again at our research. So, eco power banks will be pretty simple and really useful. We'll also have the ability to do a couple of really interesting things as well here. But what we want to do now is we've got basic plumbing is kind of coming up here. I want to go down to distillation, and then we'll go to sanitation. Because I want to get our closed loop bathroom going pretty quick. We haven't set up a mess hall yet. That will come with time. Soldering my station would definitely be a feat. I can't deny that. Okay. We've got a new blueprint coming here in 70 seconds in-game. Wait for that to pop up, and then we're going to activate it. Oh, man. Slow down. Okay, we're good. Didn't want to miss it. I don't want to waste too much time on it here. Oof, man. Okay, blueprint. Here we go. We've got Nicola with tidying and suit wearing, and then Otto with cooking and tidying. Oh, but Otto's like basically useless. He's nyctophobic and he's a yokel. Cooking, tidying, with an interior decorator trait that does nothing for him. Interior decorator, unpathetic, tidying, suit wearing. Okay, enjoy your lurk, Arya. We'll see you later if I'm still here. Yeah, that's all pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty terrible. So we're gonna skip a dupe this time. We'll just take the free food instead. All right. So now converts abyssalite into eco power banks, but we have to actually have the ability to dig abyssalite. Fortunately, Omen should be getting closer to the super hard digging, which will allow him to actually harvest abyssalite. So that's going to be a bonus. We have to get to that point first, though, naturally. What I am going to do is I'm going to prepare for more dupes by placing a second oxygen diffuser right there. And then we should be in a position that we can begin to look at potentially doing a little bit more. Just everything. So we're going to clean out as much of this as we can in order to turn this into our... Let's see, where's my germ? That's the germ overlay, okay. So maybe we'll just leave that alone to keep that isolated for a bit. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna let water condense down here at the bottom. For our clean water, at least. Which should be pretty good. Some sucrose there. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. I don't know if I'm gonna last very long. I kind of feel bad. I don't want this to be like a super short one. But I am just drained feeling. So I'm hoping that we can at least get something done here. In respect to this. If I end up cutting it early, I think I'll do a longer one Friday night to try to make up for it. Stop dying's not good for you, man. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is. It feels pretty shitty. Do I use a Stream Deck? No. I've thought about either buying one or making a Stream Deck Lite, like, hardware thing. I understand the concept and the premise of it, and I've looked into the operations of it. Why do you ask? Oh, holy crap. Oh. Oh, man. I have used, I don't have my phone on me right now, but I've used an app that I can do similar things to a Stream Deck before. That was pretty cool. I think it was open source, too, if I recall. I gotta remember, it had like a penguin on it. Looking at random Elgato stuff. Yeah, Stream Decks are probably like one of the most cool things you get. They also have one, I forget what it is, but it's like a teleprompter. So it's got the camera, and then it has like, obviously a teleprompter with text and stuff. So if you were recording a video, let's say, and you wanted to have a thing, but you don't want to sit there and like, look at your script, look at the camera, look at your script, look at the camera, look at the script, look at the camera. You can actually have it read right there, and you can look directly at it. So, it's really nice. A server rack looking deal too. Yeah, they have a couple different varieties of things that could be pretty useful. Yeah. I've thought about actually updating some hardware recently, but not like in a sense of my computer hardware for my own end. I'm thinking like, I've had this idea for a while of how do I articulate this? Give me a second. I gotta collect my sickly thoughts here. So I've got access to an Arduino right now, right? That I could do a lot of really cool stuff with. So what I'm thinking is trying to do something that's physical here that you guys can interact with. I've seen some ideas like Michael Reeves had one where you could activate a drill that'll like spin in the background of that. I've seen others, they have like little ping pong balls that'll get shot at the streamer. I think that was I think Stankrat was the one that had that. Just a lot of like really cool ideas like that could be really fun. Stream Deck Studio. Oh yeah, that one. So that one's like a Stream Deck, but cranked up basically. What it does is it lets you essentially have like a separate keyboard, essentially, that you can program macros to basically, or like little things like that. For someone like me that programs and that, very useful. You can do a lot of stuff with that. A lot of really cool stuff, I might add. Oh man, I think we just go for the improved ventilation. Maybe we'll actually do rockets for once. Wouldn't that be something? We always get like close to rockets and then I stop playing and I come back, I'm like, well, time to start a new one. Which is sad because I do like rockets in this game. Yeah, Omen's our digging expert, that's right. But yeah, why are you, what are you looking at Elgato stuff for, Famous? Are you thinking on streaming again? Is that something you're looking to revive? Or is there another reason that you're looking at it? Let's go 4. Like that. Oh, man. Ooh. My stomach is starting to hate me. You just like pretty lights? If it's just the lights that you like, then I think we could do better. Oh my goodness. Oh. Even yawning just feels terrible. Oh, jeez. Okay. Back to what we're doing. Until I'm on days, I don't think I can do a sort of consistent stream. Oh, I got you. Hey! No, not like this. I'm not hardcoring this one. Let's see. 2052. Can't tell you a secret? Sure, why not? Do you need to like private message it to me or what? Oh shoot, I just realized, yeah, I don't want to dig up that stuff. That's right. Okay, I need to leave those things alone then. Is it like a secret of secrets? Is it that you secretly hate D&D? Is that what it is? I knew it. I suspected all along. Been working with Ben Gaiman a bit. There's a chance some sort of live play D&D or tabletop wargame recordings start happening. Oh. Good for you. Man, I suggested that forever ago. I even offered to help with it, but they never got back with me on it. That sucks. Well, good for you, though. That's what got you looking at stuff. Oh, so would you be the one running it then? Is that what you're thinking? Possibly. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, if you ever need any help with it, just let me know. Let me see here. What do we got? What do we got? Not a whole lot going there. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. God, that feels like shit. Okay. But I need to get at least something done here that's like semi-good. Yeah, we're still waiting on our digging expert to get leveled up here. Call if you need to. No, no! I can't, it's too soon. An hour and a half is not... It's not good enough. Typically speaking, I would want to push for like 3 hours at a bare minimum. Because you kind of have to. In order to keep with the consistency. If you do too short of streams... first off, like, algorithm-wise, that's really bad for you. But second of all, a lot of people don't, jive very well with the shorter ones, if that makes any sense. So, it's always in your interest to try to push it out for as long as you can, as long as you, like, possibly can. Because longer blocks of time are better, in a lot of senses, for you. That being said, there is no way I can make my normal block of time tonight. I am fully aware of that, which is why I'm considering doing, I might pull an all-nighter tomorrow night, if I feel up to it, actually, which would be better. If I went back to streaming, doing a single race wouldn't work well. Well, it depends. How long does a single race go for? It completely depends on that. And like what your show basically is that you're doing, right? Like what is it you're doing? In a league would be maybe 1.5 hours. Okay, so what you could do is you could maybe plan to get on a half hour before it starts, where you have a talking section that would get you up to 2 hours, right? Then you could have another half hour to an hour after that's kind of like a debriefing, breakdown, talk about what happened, you know, your experiences, what went on, because usually when you're driving, you can't really look at chat, right? You can look a little bit, but, you know, texting while driving is a really bad idea, I've heard. So, you can set it up like that. That would actually get you up to 2.5 to 3 hours, which, if you do that a few times a week, is feasible. If you can only do that, like, once a week, you're actually better off doing a YouTube video with it, I would say. And just doing, like, some light editing on it would be a much better approach, I would say. I guess it depends on what your goal is with it. In terms of, like, the actual content creation with it, because a live show, the advantage of a live show is that you get to talk with people, answer questions immediately, and respond immediately, right? That's, like, the biggest draw for doing something live like this. And I just noticed this. Hold on. I gotta reset my camera. I just saw the red light of doom on it. See if that bring us back. Does it live? No? How dare you? Oh, if it's not one thing, it's another. There we go. Okay. Then I just have to get it back. There we go. Okay. You do every night take over the world. Yes. Yes. Pinky in the Brain. A classic. I love that. I love those guys. Love those little rats. Mice? Mice? They were mice. Or were they lab rats? I don't remember which one they were now. My brain's not working. Let's see. Do we have a candidate here? We've got farming, researching, and supplying. But I have a farming dupe. A bionic dupe, even. Aesthetic design. Oh, Jesus. You know what? I might have to call it. Oh my gosh. I just got hit with like a wave right there. I am not doing good. Ooh, Catalina falls asleep periodically, but has supplying and operating. That's huge. Okay. Oh. You can change? Oh my gosh. Alright, who wants to be Catalina? Put a diaper on, you'll be okay. It's not even just that. I just feel like... Oh, yes! Alright, who wants to be Catalina? Sudsy? Perfect. Sudsy. 277. You are our supplying and operating expert now. Congratulations. Welcome, welcome. Let's add you to this schedule. And then let's give you an additional bunk. Right there. Perfect. Okay, we're up to 6 dupes now. Okay, let me, how long have we been here? I'm gonna try to go a half hour longer. And see if I get over it. Alright, with this many dupes, we should start to accelerate things a little bit here. Omen is still not quite leveled up here, unfortunately. Hopefully that happens soon. Let's see. Airflow tiles, the works there. Got a bunch of our gas stuff, which is good. Atmos sensor. I was playing Minecraft, had to quit because my head hurts too much. Yeah, I don't usually get sick, but ooh, man. On the days I do get sick, like... Whew. I get hit like a truck. I'm wondering, you know what? The drinking soda today has probably not helped it. I will fully admit that. I definitely am not doing myself favors by doing that, but that is okay. That is all right. Let me in on something. Does Minecraft have actual endgame completion? Yeah, technically. Technically speaking, there is an end game and a way for you to beat the game. A lot of people don't really care about it though. It's kind of like Factorio in that sense, where there's your technical end of the game, then you can choose to keep going or just not if you want to. It's completely up to you. Minecraft's kind of a similar thing with it. You can beat it but keep playing with bonus things. Exactly, yeah. Exactly like that. Oh man. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let me set up some stuff for the dupes to do. We'll do like a little ant farm simulator for a second while I run to the bathroom. And then, depending on how this bathroom run goes, we'll see what happens after that, okay? So let's see. Let's, we got plenty of stuff to carve out there, so why don't we give them a little bit more to carve out, right? So we'll go here. Check the meme I sent. I will in just a moment. That's gonna have that water come down, so there will be a little bit of cleanup after that. That's okay. Let me just set all this up. Okay. But this way, this gives, like, at least something's happening on the screen that people can kind of watch and appreciate to their heart's content. What I'll do is I'll just come over here with this. And then, yeah, this should allow it all to pretty much fall down there into that tank, then we'll mop up the rest of it, right? Right. Maybe we'll come across. Oops. Like that, and then like that. Perfect. Did I use ladders as floor? Better. I'm using them as what's called scaffolding. So they serve a couple things. You'll notice that we have all these materials here. they will fall through a ladder. So you use them as a scaffolding, and you allow material to drop to its lowest point, and then from that point you can then gather it up and put it into a central area when you are ready for it. So I'm gonna do this, like I said, just kind of like an ant farm simulator thing. We'll do it at just a normal speed. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. Let me check the meme that you sent. Over in the Discord. Shadows finally fight the 3 ugly ones. It's safe to come back. Perfect, I like that. Okay, let me go run to the bathroom here and let's see if I survive the encounter. If I do, we will continue this on, but if it's bad, then we'll call it. I will apologize, and we will come back to this tomorrow. In terms of like getting back on schedule, we'll do a longer one to make up for it. So give me just one moment. This shouldn't take too long here, if we're okay. So 1 second. Yeah, I still feel like crap. So I started going up the stairs and I got extremely lightheaded. That to me is a sign that I need to just go and crash for the night. So I'm really sorry. But I think I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna have to go ahead and just call it here. And we'll do a longer one tomorrow. Just so you guys know. So don't want to catch it. Save it. Yeah, I'll stay right over here. Don't you worry. Get healthy. Yeah, we'll get healthy. We'll come back to this. So I will save this, and we will keep this one. Oh, but yeah, man, holy cow. Yeah, it's bad. Worse than I thought. So, and electrolytes, please. Yes, we'll get plenty of electrolytes. We'll make sure that we are nice and healthy, and we'll come back. We will come back to. I'm gonna refund you that hydrate because I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do that anyway, so you can save your money on that one. No, I don't need a Coke. If you want me to come back on, if you want me to come back tomorrow, you're gonna not hit me with that Coke. Okay, let's see. I gotta complete all those real quick. Okay. Whew. By the way, nice to see you, Savage. Go drink a Pepsi. No, I need to drink like no soda at all, at least for tonight and probably the morning. And I'm just gonna drink a bunch of water and try to flush my system as much as I can. So yeah, really sorry that we're calling it early here. I did not intend to call it this early. We will do a longer one tomorrow to make up for the fact that we're doing that. It did work. Yes, it did work. The Discord did work. Don't refund much right now. I refunded it because I'm going to do it for free. You can give me another hydrate tomorrow. For free of charge, basically, with that one then. I think tomorrow, if I can, I'd like to play Ark, but we might start with Satisfactory. Maybe Factorio, something. Yeah, I feel terrible right now. And we'll try to go for longer. I think I might even try to push for a 12-hour. Don't quote me on that specifically, because it depends again on like how this goes. But let's go ahead. We're gonna raid out. Who do we raid out to? Who do we got right now? Got a lot of options. People that I don't normally raid because a lot of them are done by the time I'm done. Who do I got? Who do I got here? Oh, you know what? I haven't raided Bunny in a hot minute. We could do that. Let me just grab Bunny's thing here. So let's go raid Bunny. She is playing Arma Reforger right now. I know you guys are huge fans of Arma Reforger. I'm not gonna stick around. We'll just go raid them, and then we'll get over to to tomorrow whenever we get there. So, you have a suggestion? How about you pipe the suggestion tomorrow, Arya, if they're still around, or you can send me the name and I can keep an eye out on them. That's totally fine. You've got the Discord coming right there, so it'll all be well and good. But yeah, I'm gonna go just pass out, and hopefully just knock this out and get feeling better. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Better than mine, at least.